Right, let's continue with Encased. What's this? Anomaly Protector ads not available. You lift the hood, a strong smelling grey smoke clouds the hot oil stained engine. The car is going nowhere until the engine cools off. Very well, excuse me.
Clara briefly looks up from poking around the engine.
So, how's the situation? Sure you don't want some nuts? Water, maybe. I have some here.
Let's ask her about the mission. See if she knows anything.
The blue unscrews a nozzle from under the block, examines it, then screws it back in place.
Huh? The mission? I missed that part. Sorry. Kingsley told me to take you to your group. They've lost connection with them. You don't know anything about that, do you?
Well, she doesn't know anything else. Well, she doesn't know anything more, I suppose. How did she end up under the dome?
The woman distracts herself from the repairs for a moment.
It was what they call a divine providence. I wasn't content with my life. Felt like he was putting my faith to the test. I was angry with him and wished he would send me a miracle.
She stares past you into the distance, her face radiant.
One day, I suddenly realized the Lord had already shown me a real miracle. My false pride made me think the miracle should be for my eyes only, but it was for everyone to witness. Do you understand?
I promised you a miracle. Ask what miracles he's talking about.
She smiles condescendingly, as if you were a small child.
I mean the dome. The Lord has sent us all of this to let us know that He is near, watching us.
She falls silent, but can barely contain her excitement.
Okay, let's move away. Oh no, that looks like radiation. Rust-eaten radioactive hazard sign. If we had brains 1 or 2, we could say, or the trait as a bag of hammers, we could say that sign won't stop me because I can't read. Yeah, that's a lot of radiation. Let's not. Maybe we'll find a rat suit. Cronus transit point, soon in every corner of the dome. Decommissioned turret. Let's examine this. Can we do something with this? Let's scan it. Alright. Identified Cronus inventory, fixed defense system, automated firing device, standard ammunition, with infrared, no power supply. I see. Our story has been updated. First task under the dome is quite an important one. Martin Kingsley, head of the Magellan station, told you to head for C12 Nashville facility at once. The last group left for the same destination a few hours earlier. Unfortunately, all contact with Nashville was lost, probably due to anomalies characteristic of that facility. You've been instructed to get in touch with the group and restore contact with Magellan. Yeah, vehicle broke down. Luckily, however, you stopped by a gas station.
Shit. Strong stuff. I'm so hungry after that.
Well, there's somebody in there. Let's check the trash bin. Nope.
Who the hell goes there? Come on in, since you're already here.
Aaron Melville.
A weird, scruffy old man with a matted beard is sitting in front of the checkout terminal. The badge on his blue jumpsuit is long since bleached away. The name Aaron Melville is written there in black marker. With a groan, he picks up a magnifying glass and, peering through it, begins poking at the keyboard with one knobby finger. The computer plays a short tune. Checkmate, the system declares. The old man angrily sets the magnifying glass aside.
A Grandmaster? You're a piece of junk, not a Grandmaster. And a cheater to boot.
He raises his head to squint in your direction.
Eh? What do you want? I don't advise eating here, and there's nothing to buy. And either way, we're closed.
The shopkeeper rises from his seat, and you notice he's sporting a peg where his left leg should be.
Let's see. Ask Melville why he's so unfriendly with visitors. Say you wouldn't mind a snack. It's a cafe after all. Say your truck broke down. Ask why people are sitting in the cafe that's when it's supposedly closed. Move away. Let's just go right to the facts. Our truck broke down.
The old man throws up his hands with a scowl.
Then go fix it.
Ask the old man if he knows how to protect the truck from anomalies.
Melville reluctantly points a crooked finger at the front door.
Go out there and walk over to the gas station. Go down to the basement. There's an anomaly, a tree. It's glowing. And there are some golden thingies hanging off it. We make special devices from that fruit called anomaly protectors. If it won't be laying around on the floor, go grab it, then put it in the truck and bug off to... where was it you was going to? That's where you bug off to.
The blue starts slapping the pockets on his overalls. After a little digging, he pulls out a little key on a shoelace.
Only take the device, you hear? It's company property. I should be charging you myself, as a matter of fact.
Take the key and move away. Right. So we can now enter the gas station.
The old man sits at the counter with his head propped in one hand.
No food, no supplies, and the coffee is horse shit. Get out of here. No, it's you again.
Yeah, why is he so unfriendly with visitors?
The old man frowns and sniffles loudly.
You want to write a complaint? Go ahead.
He looks at you for a minute. When he realizes you're not going to complain, the surly expression slowly leaves his face. The angry look turns to a sad one. After a brief pause, he speaks again.
Yeah, well, I do have some problems.
The old man pinches a fold of your orange uniform between his crooked fingers.
I brought so many of you under the dome. Sometimes it feels like I'm in Little Rock for the holidays. What the heck do they need so many convicts for, let me ask you? For banditism? Some of you fellers came by here to shake me down the other day. For money, grub, gas. Just you wait, they said. We'll be back soon.
Let's see. Object that you corrected your ways long ago and you shouldn't paint everyone with the same brush. Say angrily that you're going to wait for your fellows to return and teach him a lesson in manners. No. Let's take the first option. Let's not be too unfriendly about all this.
Aaron looks at you doubtfully.
Well, maybe you have. That's good if you can change your spots. But these guys won't. Got a turret set up at the entrance. If only the darn thing was working, it'd be priceless. But my stand-in screwed something up with the wiring in the basement. And me? Where could I ever climb with this bum leg? So here I am, sitting and playing chess, waiting for those bastards to come back.
Melville's getting grim again. He adds,
It's my business, and you'd best stay out of it. But if you want to, here's the key. Go down to the basement and see if you can do something with the generator. Maybe you could get the turret to work. That'd make things easier.
Well, you might as well try. You wouldn't mind a snack? It's a cafe after all.
the old man sniffs, annoyed.
Get some noodles from the vending machine there. I told you we're closed. There aren't any deliveries.
Why are there people sitting in the cafe when it's supposedly closed?
How should I know? Came in and sat down. Ask them yourself.
The old man grumbles.
Just get some sleep. That's all you need.
That's the thing. I don't want to sleep. Those whites sure know their chemistry. What did they add in there anyway?
Some kind of stimulator? Or maybe some forefather stuff? Why do you even care, honey? Hello.
As you approach the table, you catch the end of a strange dialogue. A grey, long-haired man in a silver jacket is making weird gestures as he confidently explains something to the young girl sitting next to him. The only logical and undoubtedly correct answer is this: the dome vibrates out of sync with the universe, hence all the anomalies. Seeing you, he raises two fingers in a peace sign. The man radiates calm and goodwill. Peace be upon you. My name is Rabindranath Kishnashwami, and this is my sister Swallow. With her outsized pupils, Sister Swallow's eyes remind you of twin forefather anomalies. She stretches herself out on top of the table as if hoping to melt into it. Hello. Oh, my fingers are warm. Lines, lines, waves. What have we stumbled upon here? Rabindranath looks from her to you and giggles like a child. I'm sorry. When I feel good, I like to share with my neighbors. Ignore it, please. Perception 4. Look more closely at the twosome. Swallow rubs her cheeks against the table's surface, absolutely peace written all over her face. Rabindranath sways slightly on the couch and weaves an invisible pattern in the air with his fingers. These two have taken enough drugs to knock out the entire Blackwing squadron. Having guessed what you're thinking, the silver gives you a tricksy smile. Heh, well, consciousness doesn't widen itself. You have to help it along. It's very good for deep spiritual discussions, you know. Stimulators. After the first boom in the 60s, the second wave of popularity of pharmacology came with the discovery of the dome. Everyone needed drugs that increase strength, deftness, and quick wits. The technology of the forefathers made it possible to compose new breakthrough recipes that were available for production literally in the field. Talks about the side effects of the development of addictions are not welcome. Let's see. Say it's unacceptable and you're going to report this violation to the authorities. Yeah, like we would do that. Calm them down. It's okay. They can wind up their consciousness as much as they want. Hint that you wouldn't mind a little consciousness widening yourself. Well, yeah. Let's see if we can get some free stuff out of this. The girl reaches into her pocket but catches the man's stern look and stops. Sorry, our supplies are running low. We can barely get enough for the two of us, and this stuff's not cheap. I hope you're not offended. Sure, no offense taken. Rabindranath presses his hands together in Namaste and lowers his head obsequiously. Right. So, yeah, if we had more charisma or influence, we could do something, it seems. Still, we get to see the option, but I turn that option. I'm not sure if this is supposed to show up, or maybe if we change the option, it'll show the exact option, like what you would do if you had this, instead of just saying it's not available. You might just turn it on for a second to see, but anyway, say you understand and do not insist on anything. Rabindranath laughs. Well, that's a very wise attitude to take, isn't it, Swallow? The girl nods enthusiastically. Krishnaswamy slaps himself on the forehead. What a crazy pants I am. I forgot that I bought Utah Jones with me. That I brought. Have you heard about him? Oh, I'll read some of my favorite quotes aloud. Join our book club if you wish. Club, he chuckles again. Move away. Yeah, let's
Why should we depend
leave
on
them to it.
rational knowledge? Reason leads us up a blind alley over and over again. There are only two true paths to
Scavenger trap.
mystical epiphanies.
Right. What has reason ever given us anyway?
As you well know, 2 plus 2 equals 4. The earth goes around the sun. You should wash your hands.
That is true. And that means everything else.
Broken toilet. Let's see what's in there. Nothing. Let's wash our hands. That's a bit backwards. First we look into the trash bin.
I pity them.
The visible world is a hologram built
Trap discovered. Alright. Let's see if we can do something about that.
Something like this.
Mine clearance. Insufficient ability score. Bomb disposal skill allows you to neutralize explosive and other types of traps. I see. Mine clearance.
Poor hedgehog.
No. Stats. Right, mine clearance. So, okay. Interesting. We might have to invest some points into that. 9 points to be exact. 9? Yeah. Melee weapons is down 1 because we're slightly fatigued, it seems. Huh. Not a bad idea to invest some more into contraptions. Right, let's leave those for now. Where are we now? Alright, this is the contaminated area. Where's that basement he was talking about?
It all fits together.
Right, there it is.
The old man's coffee is terrible.
Uh-huh. And so is his temper.
Packaged water. Huh. Better take that. Pile of paper. Stack of documents. Fridge. An empty fridge. That's not a good sign. We can wash our hands again. More janitor gear. Let's have a look. Yep, let's take that. Oh. So that will be stealing. This too. Will he see us if we... No. Let's have a look at what you have. Handful of dirt, an empty beer bottle. Well, that's not very good, is it now? Atox antidote. Sure. Slip that into our pocket and let's head down. Let's see, what is a house if not a fortress? This good old concept came to its logical conclusion in the 60s when they first began to construct bomb shelters under the private residencies en masse. I never believed that nuclear war was inevitable, but people need to feel safe, right? With the dome's discovery, nuclear war is yesterday's news. Aliens are the new hot topic. The shelters being built now are a precaution against the second coming of the forefathers. Cafe basement. Seem to be some rats in here. Disinfectant and energon. Yeah, we only have 1 point of fatigue. Probably a bit of overkill to take that stuff. Let's take that. Canister. Smelling strongly of gasoline. Another fridge. This one's not empty. Boxes. Some spare change. Ammunition. Cool. Cardboard box. Components. Take that. Take that. Right, I take it that's the generator. Hang on. No. Turret trouble. You fixed the turret. You should tell Melville. Well. That was doable. Fuel. Might be handy. Yeah. Simple mine clearance kit. A lockpick and some bolts. Great. Do those stack? Yeah, they do. How are we on weight? Oh, not too bad. An onion. Smelly food for 600 turns. Nice crisp onion. It can be peeled and eaten raw. Ooh. But it's better to be used in cooking, sliced and fried. Yeah. Onion tastes pretty good in stuff, but not on its own. So yeah, we didn't get to fight any rats, but let's head back up. Let's talk to Melville.
The old man sits at the counter with his head propped in one hand.
No food, no supplies, and the coffee is horse shit. Get out of here. Oh,
Yeah.
it's you again.
Fix your turret for you.
The old man squints and gives you a silly smile.
Huh, so it's like that. Well, thank you, thank you. I didn't think you'd be any good.
What metal box? Maybe it's on the roof? Anyway. Yeah, turret is back up. Anything up here?
Those glass beads. It's a shame I didn't buy it.
Do not attach yourself to earthly things.
Girder.
You must rise above all
Requires
this
muscle
consuming
7.
nonsense.
But Rabbi, you steal food from shops yourself.
Yeah. Can't move that out of the way. Yeah, they didn't bother to make any ladder climbing animations. You just kind of warp back and forth. Theodore McGreedy. Let's check out this place first. Crowbar, sure. Take that, take that. Another shovel. So they do wear down. They said, so we better stock up on shovels. But so yeah, there's nothing really to do here. So what actually is the this is... I take it that is the gas station then? What's over here? Supply barrel. Springs. Sure. A ladder and a toolbox. Ah, so if you didn't have any tech, you could have used this to repair the turret. The tanks are empty and produce a hollow echo when you tap on them. So I take this to the gas station he was talking about, but let's talk to Theodore McCready here. Shimmering stones.
Glad to meet you.
His protective suit sparkles with myriads of flickering pinpoints. It's as if the particles are stuck on the purple gloves and the white skull mask, glittering like a snowdrift on a sunny day. On the researcher's chest is a metal badge that says Theodore McCready. Extend your greet him with a nod. You greet him with a nod. The scientist responds with a slight bow. Ask what he's doing in the swamp. Found out more about the lights. Ask his support of committee action. What's he doing here near the swamp? Theodore is agitated. I'm from Magellan Station. 2 weeks ago, management sent me to conduct a field study of my hypothesis, which is that the microlux is an indicator of the presence of Mobiuses. They either generate microlux or the two are in symbiosis. He raises his hand and watches the bubbles sparkling in the air. And now I'm here to confirm or refute this hypothesis. I see the behavior of the microlux particles has changed. Unfortunately, I can't establish if it's due to the presence of mobiles or something else. So you want to know more about the mobiles he's mentioned. The scientist puts the scanner aside. That's a topic for another time, but I'll warn you in advance. Like most of what we know about the dome, it's just a theory right now. We often consider the dome a passive environment that doesn't react to our intrusions. This is a faulty, unnuanced approach. It would be more correct to say the dome is studying us, even as we study it. As we remove relics and integrate them into our lives or develop new technology from what we've learned, the dome consumes what we brought with us. Cars, equipment, sometimes even employees. McCready is very enthusiastic about this topic. Keep listening. Theodore describes the circle with one hand. People who come with the first expeditions will tell you how it all began and how the dome was back then. It's a whole new ecosystem now. Have you heard of the afflicted? They're employees who've been heavily exposed to relic influence. Biologists will tell you there is a special niche in the food chain for these afflicted. Looks like the dome transforms the resources it gains into useful forms. The Mobius is an example of how the dome transforms our equipment. Research drones, cars, diesel generators, these things regularly vanish, but not without a trace. They come back as biochemical guards. Actually, Mobius stands for Mobile Biochemical Sentinel. McCready explains eagerly. They have their own hierarchy, their own behavioral pattern, their own habitats. They also almost always incorporate an embedded rock formation. It's a mimicry mechanism to blend in with their surroundings. You understand? We've already classified several different types, and when we understand the connection between Mobius and Microlux, we'll know much more. Thanks for listening. Anything else you want to know? The White is watching you closely, trying to determine if you found his story interesting. What are these lights about? Your question is of keen interest to the researcher. It's a good thing you ask. We began to study this phenomenon at Magellan a couple of years ago, so I've got something to tell you. He wiggles his fingers and the light dances. We call these particles microlux. They're small gas bubbles in a liquid shell, non-toxic. Slightly lighter than air. Slightly or slightly? Slightly lighter than air. Could be right. Considered non-hazardous. The glow they emit is variable in intensity and independent of external sources. McCready raises his palm to his face in a scooping motion. The microlux hover around it, forming a radiant ball. Behind the mask, the scientist's eyes twinkle with delight. Ask if he supports the committee's action. What kind of actions, actually? McCready snorts into the helmet in the com. Is that a trick question? I mean, where were all these critics when an expedition was sent to the dome and discoveries were made? He exhales angrily. Are all Cronus authorities thieves and bureaucrats? I don't really give a hoot, since they let us do business here. Let the critics hide behind empty words. All they're doing is making noise on TV and writing snarky think pieces for the paper. Does he know anything about C-12 Nashville site? Theodore taps on the chin of his mask, as if he's trying to remember something. With the gestures, particles darts up and form a nimbus around his head, then quickly subside. You say they aren't responding. Nashville. Oh, of course, I know. Listen, you're damn lucky. Nashville's a real treasure trove. It's a huge excavation topped by a free-level complex. A spectacular place. I'll want to hear what you think when you get back, provided you survive, of course. It was a joke. He adds, embarrassed by the memory. Nothing will happen to you or us, unless it's the end of the world and missiles crash down on us. That's a joke too. Move away. So yeah, it's pretty interesting that he talks about how the dome kind of influences how things act and degenerate, basically. Because I was just thinking about that that cafe we just found. If that was built a few years ago, it's really in a bad shape. Shimmering stone, a large boulder. It sparkles as it's covered in glass dust, but looking more closely you see thousands of tiny lights hovering just above the surface. Let's scan it. Right, got some experience out of that. Yeah, there's more over here, but can't interact with it. Should we move a little further before heading into the gas station? Here's something. A path leading to the swamp is buried in rubble. This is the back entrance. What's this? Looks bad. Let's throw a bolt at it. Let's check that. Let's check this. First group, prevalence anomaly, second class hazard, presumably function, computer network cluster. The discharge voltage reaches millions of volts. Right, so better steer clear of that. Opened with the gas station key. Crayfish candy. This Soviet candy gained considerable popularity under the dome after it was confirmed to not contain actual crayfish. Right. Some more of these canvases seem to be worth quite a bit. Supply barrel, canned beans and more water. Nothing found. Another lockpick, that'll be handy. A military grade med kit. Red Force. Another med kit. Oh, there's somebody outside we missed. Should probably talk to him. Gun brush. Simple yet indispensable tool for removing carbon from gun barrels. Craft something. Chemistry workbench. Can we craft something? Sterile bandages. Chemical grenade. Cryo grenade. Shock grenade. Stun grenade. Immobilization grenade. And a Molotov cocktail. Well, let's create one of those. Chemical grenade causes poisoning. Cryo grenade causes frostbite. Stun grenade causes stun. Sure. Can still make a chemical grenade and an immobilizing grenade. Let's craft one of those. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we leveled up, by the way. Fixer. Fixer for 3 turns. This gel containing smart nanoparticles is something like liquid duct tape. It is able to penetrate structural damage and restore the integrity of complex machines, such as robots and turrets. Well, it seems... No. Fatigue got worse. Hatch to the basement, metal locker. Yep, let's take that. Lot of stuff to pick up. Okay. Let's see about leveling up. So yeah, 18 points. Let's do contraptions so that we can use this ability, bomb disposal. So we need 9. There we go. Cool. Still have 9 left. Yeah, let's get this up. There we go. We have 62. Science. Tech, 60. Medicine. Piloting. Piloting might not be a bad thing to get up to. Yeah, see, then we get car driving. Do we actually get... No, we don't get a perk this level. Yes. So I'm guessing we get perks every other level. Is that how it worked in Fallout? Don't remember. Let's try to get piloting up. Let's head down. Hang on. Let's talk to Travis. Another supply barrel here. Eggs. Uncooked chicken egg. A large egg in a thick shell. Looks like we can just eat it raw.
I wouldn't go in there if I were you. It's a dead-end job.
Well, we were already in there.
Come on, don't be shy.
A man in a dirty blue jumpsuit is sitting on a bench by a gas station. He's holding a cotton pad and balancing a piece of rock on his knees. The blue moistens the cotton pad with alcohol and runs it over the stone. Then he squeezes the essence into a metal jar. The jar emits a golden light. The cotton pad freezes mid-wipe. The blue looks up. You read his badge. Travis Brightman, Explosive Ordnance Disposal. Are you going inside the gas station? I wouldn't recommend it. The blue squeezes the pad and sets it aside. You can see he's a little nervous. Hold on, let's barter actually. You don't have any money on you. That's a shame. Nah, never mind. What's wrong with the gas station? Brightman shivers as if suddenly chilled. It's like this. There are all kinds of anomalies, and some of them are just horrible, you get me? There are a lot of such places, and awful things happen to anyone who stumbles across them. The gas station itself isn't that bad, but the basement... Travis looks thoughtfully into the void. There's something there, something like a tree, and it's running out of the room. Soon it'll be too big for the space, mark my words. Sometimes it sheds these smaller relics. They're nothing special, but they do protect you from all kinds of anomalies, which is useful. I found one myself, but the effect has already worn off. I'm not going back for another. He gestures you to lean in. There's someone in the basement. A very skeezy someone, not alive, but also not dead. In one word, a nasty thing. I don't recommend meeting it. Is that one of the what were they called? Kind of the savages that the other character was talking about? Ask what he's doing. Brightman scans you closely. That's not a rhetorical question, is it? I'm sitting outside a weird gas station with a basement straight out of Weird Tales, mining relic dust. Ask if it's legal. Technically no, but Cronus encourages the black market for relics every way they can, so... We could charm him. If we had charisma, which we don't. Ask if there's anything interesting around here. This place is full of interesting stuff. It's an anomalous zone, after all. Machinery doesn't last long in the area, so I walked here. The whites say it's typical retrograde anomaly. And I even know where the source is. The blue turns to look meaningfully at the gas station behind him. Right. It's all from the gas station. There's a huge second-class fractal relic in the basement, and sometimes small golden balls fall off of it. I would take a couple for myself, but, well, there's something weird going on in there. I advise you to stay away. Travis falls apprehensively quiet. He looks at his Cirrus. Of course, was it Karis? I know. Oh yeah, there's a path behind the diner that leads to the swamp. That's where you find the microlocks. I've marked the place as worthless, though it's beautiful, of course. Find out what exactly is going on in the basement. Well, we already talked about it. Why is it worthless? A man working in the swamp told me whenever you find microlocks, you find the Mobius. Well, wherever the Mobius are, you'd better not go. I'm glad the passage through the swamp has been blocked up with rocks. Feels safer. Brightman readily explains. Find out what exactly is going on in the basement. Let's see if he has anything to add to what he already told us. Brightman waves you off. Alright, as long as you leave me out of it. 2 words. Something living. There's something alive in there, and it barely resembles a human being. That's enough for me to keep my distance. Let's discuss something else. Okay, ask. Move away. Yeah, we're done.
See ya.
Anything in here? Nope. So, yeah, we could. Let's try the back. Let's throw a bolt at it. Let's climb up. Heavy weapon, tactical rifle. Princess. Well, let's take it. And that was all. There is up here, right. Don't know how well this will go. Laceration. Taking damage. Is there actually anything we can do about that? Right, that's against radiation. Healing, right. An influx of strength. Yeah, well, let's check out the basement. Let's see what kind of barely alive human he was talking about.